9,000 acres, and it is still 0% contained. It was reported around 6:30 last night on top of South Mountain in Ventura County. It's right behind me, and that's an area that's surrounded.
All right, this is gonna be a quick one, but it's gonna be an important one. So you just got yourself a brand new drone. Maybe it's the new Mavic Mini because that just came out, or maybe it's a different one because the holidays are here and everyone's gonna be getting some new drones. Now, if this is your first drone, and chances are, if it's the Mini, it probably is your first drone, you have a lot to learn. Now, out of all of the videos that you're gonna watch over the next few weeks, I hope that this is one that you really take seriously. And what I wanna say is, if the first thing that you think of when you see a disaster happening or an emergency of some kind is to launch that drone into the air and get a look around, maybe you should consider having a different hobby. So the first thing that I do every morning is I make some coffee, I turn on the television, and I watch about 30 minutes of news. Now, the past few days, along with many of you in the rest of the country, I've witnessed some terrible devastation in the state of California with the wildfires that rage on. It's pretty hard to watch because some people have to run from their homes, some of them in just a few minutes because they'll wake up in the middle of the night and either the neighbor's knocking on the door or the flames are out their back window. They have to shove everything they can into their vehicle and they speed away not knowing what they're going to come back to. And that's even if they get to come back at all. And then at the same time, they need to worry about a rogue flare-up that might engulf their car as they escape. There might be a road that was open at one time, but now it's closed because of some fire. And I can tell you from experience, it's not a good feeling fleeing from your home. My family had to run from our home a few years ago from a flood, and we had just a couple of hours to pack up what we could and get out. It was the most stressful days of our lives. Now, we lost some stuff, but thankfully we returned and rebuilt and persevered. And most importantly, everybody was safe. But I digress. In the early hours of November 1st, as the firefighters were battling this rapidly growing Moorea Fire along a hillside in Santa Paula, they were forced to ground their helicopters 2 times for an hour each because of 2 separate drone sightings. Some ignorant dipwads, yes, that's what they are, ignorant dipwads, were flying a drone near the helicopters. So the firefighters couldn't do their job for almost 2 hours. They couldn't fly because of the risk of collision. Now, do you know how fast a fire can spread in 2 hours? It's fast. The Moorea Fire, which they were fighting, and they're still fighting at this time, spread more than 7,000 acres in just a few hours. That's 10 square miles. So the purpose of me making this video is not to scold, because that's not going to do any good to those people that are going to do this anyway, but it's to educate and stimulate thought for those of you that are just getting started. Because I know some of you watching this may be tempted to fly over the devastation of an emergency to get a looky-loo. I get it, it's human nature. Since the dawn of time, we are instinctively inquisitive. We need to know what's going on around us. And now with drones, we have the tools and the ability to see what's going on around us at all times. But I want to say the next time that you're tempted to put the drone up and get a better look, please consider a few things. Like, what if that was your home near the fires and there was even the slightest chance that a single dump of water from a heliattack would stop the complete destruction of everything that you own? Or even worse, what if someone you love was escaping down a road that was previously open, but then suddenly closes because of the flames, and there's no one in the sky to let the officials on the ground know that they should turn around? Now, some people watching this are going to say, well, what can a 249-gram drone do to a big helicopter tanker? That's not going to do anything. That's why this Mavic Mini is so great. It's totally safe. Well, I ask you, are you sure about that? Are you willing to bet your life on it? Would you willingly put yourself in an aircraft and then allow a drone to be flown into the motor mount? Because if you say yes, then you're the kind of person that should not own a drone. As I make this video, there are 500 firefighters on that single blaze, the Moorea Fire. Think about those people on the ground putting their lives on the line, and one ignoramus with the drone puts them all at risk. Also, it's not just homes and lives, but it's livelihood. These fires are destroying citrus orchards and avocado farms. Think of the impact long-term to the businesses and their employees. And finally, think about the impact of your decision to fly irresponsibly on the entire drone community. It's been an uphill battle already trying to remove the stigma about drones as we move forward. The general public already has negative feelings towards drones, and news like this makes it much worse. It fuels the fire. If you want to continue to have any freedom at all to fly anywhere, then make good choices. Be an example for how to fly safely and help spread good information to help chip away at the stigma. I get it, you're excited. You got a new fly cam. Have fun with it, explore your world, impress your friends with all of the things that you can do with it and see with it, but I beg of you, do not fly over forest fires or any other emergency. Don't turn a disaster into another disaster. Comment your thoughts below. That's all. Fly safe and fly smart.